Meanwhile, on the other side of politics, we're pushing forward to 2025 and talking to my friends and family about the election. It's just a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to do because some of them love Trump, some of them love Biden, some of them don't care. And so we're going to play a little game. Let's play a little game, okay? I'm going to read a quote, and you have to tell me who said it, okay? And based on everything I just said in the last 30 seconds is your context clues, okay? Here we go. Here's the quote. If voted president, I wouldn't care about party lines. I just always truly make the American people my number one priority. For problems I'm ignorant in, I'd have experts from the left and the right advise me on them and try to find the middle ground and what's best for America. Wouldn't be viable, don't care about doing things just because my party says I should, and I would focus on uniting the country instead of dividing it. So go ahead, take a few seconds, think about it. Who do you think said that? Take a guess. Was it Trump? Biden? No, dude. It was Mr. fucking Beast. It was Jimmy, okay? Mr. Beast. And if he was old enough, he'd be running for president. And I'm not sure if he wouldn't win or not, okay? I don't know enough about it. I don't think he'd probably grasp the votes he needs within Congress just because it's a bunch of old people still. And they'd be like, who's this new guy? He's out. Bring in, another Biden member, someone else that they're messing around with, and so they wouldn't. Mr. Beast would probably get nowhere near the presidency. So, but it's just very fun to think about the fact that Mr. Beast could run for president and could get a bunch of votes. You know what I mean? His audience is barely I don't know. You know what I mean? So it might work. But if Mr. Beast is out here spitting better game in a year like 2024 during the political election, we've got a bigger problem on our hands. Okay? And so, of course, we have to go to our Twitter page here to find the next bit, because Biden's at NATO. Okay, we've got the big boy conference. And he's ready to go. And out the gate, question number one, he's it's not looking good. It's not looking good. He's calling people by the wrong names. And it's not fun for anybody. It's not fun for anybody, and I don't think we're going to get much out of him. I mean, it's just.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it.
And so that right there, that last 5 seconds he just did.
President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it.
That is his excuse. So when people ask him, hey, you called him the wrong name. That's his excuse. Well, no, though, I was just talking about Putin. We got to beat Putin. Putin's the enemy. And so there's nothing wrong with my mental health. And so it's one of those situations where this was supposed to be his big break. This was supposed to be his thing, right? This was supposed to be the time that he proved to America, that he proved to the Democrats, that he proved to Republicans, that he proved to everyone who's been calling him senile and a man who just needs to go take a nap somewhere and not really do anything for the rest of his life. Like, this was his time to shine. And now it just.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
It just...
President Putin.
It just
President Putin.
doesn't
President Zelensky.
get...
I'm so focused on beating.
Where's his, Oh, here. And then he says this, dude. He says this. Listen to this, man.
I mean, my numbers are better in Israel than they are here. But then again, they're better than a lot of other people here, too. But anyway.
Because you're giving them all of our money. You're giving them all the money. That's why their approval rating's higher over there. Could you imagine what your approval rating would be if you gave $100 billion not to Zelensky and his wife to buy fucking Rolls Royces and shit, but if maybe you fixed a few $100 billion issues right here? I wonder how the approval rating would go then. I wonder how the approval rating would go when Israel starts blowing the fucking faces off of other countries that we're probably friendly with. Stop it. Your approval rating's higher in Israel. Of course it is. Of course. It doesn't get better. I mean, it's Joe Biden. Meanwhile, we've got a brand new Kamala Harris. We've got a brand new speech from her, and it's a signature event. It's a signature quote. We can't get off stage without it.
They taught us that we could do anything and should never be burdened by the limitations of other people to be able or not be able to see what can be. And this is that community who understands and can see what is possible unburdened by what has been.
That's it! There it is! To be unburdened by what was is to realize the past of what happened before in the future. There it is. Ah, God. She's a one-liner, dude. She's
can be.
Agree. Cheer. Clap.
Understands.
They understand.
And can see what is possible unburdened by what has been. They taught us.
It just doesn't get better than that. It doesn't get better than that. Biden's constantly effing up, and he called Kamala vice president. I mean, this was his time. This was his time to shine. He had every opportunity. All he had to say was Zelensky and Kamala. Two names that he's been spouting out for the last 4 years, and he can't even remember those. And we're supposed to believe that this man is fit to run the country. Meanwhile, all Donald Trump wants to do is play golf. He just wants to play golf with the man and settle the score once and for all. If Donald Trump found out, and this actually happened, and actually golf with President Biden, and then Donald Trump won, he would probably end the presidency. He would stop running, and he would probably live his life retired at Mar-a-Lago, and we would never see him again. That's all he wants to do to prove that he can beat Biden on the golf course is Trump's ultimate claim. That's why he wants to be president. The only reason Donald Trump wants to be president again for a second term is so that he can legally, forcefully send SEAL Team 6 to Connecticut to go get Biden or Massachusetts, wherever he lives, some weird state up north. Go get him, forcefully bring him to the golf course, and legally make him play golf under presidential order. It's one of the only reasons Donald Trump wants to be president. And so now, I'm telling you, he says it right here.
I'm also officially challenging Cricket Joe to an 18-hole golf match right here.
Insanity.
On Doral Blue Monster, considered one of the greatest tournament golf courses anywhere in the world, one of the great courses of the world. It will be among the most watched sporting events in history. Maybe bigger than the Ryder Cup or even the Masters.
Way bigger.
And I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes, that's a lot.
20 points.
That means 20 strokes in case you don't play golf.
So if Biden gets, listen to this, if Biden gets If Biden gets a hole in one, he can miss 2. If he gets a hole in one each time, he wins automatically by default with that handicap. I think he should take it. I think he should do it.
I will even give Joe Biden 10 strokes aside. 10 strokes. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That means 20 strokes in case you don't play golf.
Yeah, we know.
I will give him 10 strokes aside, and if he wins, I will give the charity of his choice, any charity that he wants.
What?
$1 million.
Whoa, dude. Wow.
And I'll bet you he doesn't take the offer.
Wow. $1 million. Wow. To a charity, or maybe like, I don't know, like his son's legal defense. Wow. $1 million. What could Biden do with $1 million? Wow, dude, he should get on that. Dude, when Trump was president, he was golfing like every other day. Biden should get on that. Work on your golf game, because everyone knows you can't run the country. Go practice your golf game and get good at that and win. Could you imagine if Biden beat Donald Trump? Oh, we'd be ecstatic. Listen, and speaking of Trump, don't even get me started. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this? Project 2025. This is like apparently Trump's master plan. Okay. These are some of these are at the very top of the list. Okay. These are some of the plans that, if reelected in 2024, 2025, that Donald Trump has under his new business plan 2025. He's stacking Congress, and with the power of the presidency and the Republicans, he's going to, listen to this. Here's the whole list. Let me get through. I mean, it's insane, right? Listen. Arby's 5 for $5 returns, $5 footlongs back at Subway, ashtrays in Burger King, the McRib at McDonald's year-round, dine-in Pizza Huts with the plastic red cups that we can steal, Marlboro Points catalog coming back, pull tab beer cans, smoking and real food on planes. Thank you. The deregulation of cigarette vending machines, cigarettes back in cars, Blockbuster Videos immediately reopening nationwide, a 1975 Trans Am for every America, hell yeah, cocaine and Coca-Cola, of course, the middle car seat with no seatbelts, Spuds McKenzie clone and DNA, and last but not least, the forever bailout of the Red Lobster. And I mean, if that's not all the more reason to cement your vote this November,